I know there's a few people who have some updates. Maybe we can just go. We won't be voting on any proposals or coming to consensus on any proposals. Announcements. I know there's a few people who have some updates.
But that doesn't stop us from discussing.
As I said, we will discuss. We won't be voting on any proposals or coming to consensus on any proposals. Announcements. I know there's a few people who have some updates.
But that doesn't stop us from discussing.
As I said, we will discuss. We won't be voting on any proposals or coming to consensus on any proposals.
At noon at Boise 5th floor. Education Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and I think that one's also at Boise 5th floor. There'll probably be an outreach meeting on Wednesday at 5 at Boise 5th floor. Boise is closed this Monday, so I wouldn't expect anything on Monday. The following Monday, Boise is open. Yes.
Right on. Okay. Take it around to see if anybody has any announcements.
Committee announcements.
Brad, you're now.
Okay.
Oh, you're not Fred?
Oh.
On that monstrosity of a
That
stage?
monstrosity, yeah. Due to liability issues and stuff like that, they're going to be basically wiring it the last minute at around 7 o'clock. So they said that the liability would not be a good idea to have us on the stage at the beginning, and they've already got everything booked already.
Liability.
However, we are allowed to come here and to have a GA at approximately 7 o'clock and until it gets too loud, but we could also have it here or in front of the stage or whatever we want to do.
I kind of like in front of the stage.
In front of the stage.
In front of the stage? Fine, yep.
And at the same time, boycott City TV.
Actually, we're pretty reasonable under the circumstances.
Well, I still say boycott them if they don't allow us.
If someone trips over the wires out on the stage, then that's a massive problem.
Right. Come on. That's the most lame excuse.
And I don't even know if this thing is safe at this point. Like, I wouldn't get on
Do they
there.
say that to Rob Ford?
What?
Do they say that to the Bare Naked Ladies? I don't think so.
Are the Bare Naked Ladies coming?
I don't know. I'm just saying. They're not going to book him because of liability?
Well, if Rob Ford comes, that stage is gone, right? So, you know, like...
Sorry.
But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if you can handle the weight.
Yeah. Now, we could handle this a couple of ways. I was thinking about it, just like basically going on the stage and hijacking it. But would that really look good for Occupy?
Yes.
Right? You know?
I kind of like the banner in front, though.
The banner in front? Do we have a banner?
No, we could make one.
Yeah. And as far as it goes, like, I don't know how cold it's going to be, but if it's colder than this, then I hope we have a bigger turnout than this.
Well, we could perhaps induce that if we all brought thermoses of coffee.
Coffee's good.
And if
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but well, you can't say that in public.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Coffee.
Coffee it is. Yeah. Okay. And what else was the thinking? And where's Mel?
He's not. He's at home.
Oh,
He's
okay.
staying
So
home.
anyway, he's planning another event for afterwards at the some other park
At St. James.
St. James, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Another party.
yeah. So either way, we are going to party on New Year's. Thanks. That's it. Are there any ideas behind that? Like, I mean, like I like the banner idea. I was thinking that we need posters.
I like a tent.
You know, a chant?
A tent.
A tent?
Yeah.
Bring a tent then. Shit,
Have
what
you
the
ever
heck?
been downtown?
Why not?
I'm just saying it gets kind of weird.
It gets very crowded here, right?
I know that's the. I'm thinking like Times Square New Year's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. and then there's not as much space now, so it's going to be really, really tight.
That's why the tent would be perfect.
Maybe a yurt. No,
Oh,
not a yurt.
yeah, bring a yurt.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about all I have to say. I'm going to be talking to some people about handing out some pamphlets or flyers or little posters or something like that. Just kind of
We
like
need to
here you go,
flyer
here you
our
go. Here you
basic
go.
process to the crowd.
Yeah. Thanks.
Jeremy, did you have an announcement?
Yeah, I have. So it's two things, but they kind of will work together. There's two things, but it'll kind of work together. The first one is there are people who are having a Christmas lunch or dinner, you can call it. Depends on what you look at dinner as. Here at the Christmas tree, Christmas Day at lunchtime. Okay, so for whoever wants to come out, feel free to come out and help out with that, or bring some food or come and eat some food. From there, the next day on Boxing Day, there is a sale. I guess it's actually three things, but there's a sale at a store, a denim store just down Queen Street, and their big full-page advertisement says that they are having a protest of the protests, and they want people to line up with protest signs. So the first 15 people in line with protest signs get a denim jacket. And I think we know a lot of warm people who could use, cold people who could use these warm jackets to help keep people warm, rather than just being fashionable. That's Boxing Day. So from there, some of us are going to go set up tents in front of the denim store and set up in line, right, to protest the protest of the protests. Okay. Well, that's personally, that's what my sign's going to say. I am protesting the protest of the protest. I think people will get the message in that, and we'll get these jackets and things like that. And then Boxing Day at 11 o'clock in the morning. Today I marched with a group from Africa, I believe it was Congo, and about people going in and stealing their basically diamonds and precious metals for electronics. And how many people have been raped and murdered because of these things. And it was cool because they were all sitting out and they only had just a little bit basic of a drum. And I showed up with Mauricio's drum with the big bass, and as soon as I started playing, everybody started dancing, and we had a great march today. It was awesome. And they're having another march at Queen's Park, Boxing Day. So it would be right after we get our warm jackets. We would be able to go down to Queen's Park and join them in another protest, which is pretty important.
Action will meet again January 5th, 5 o'clock at Oisey. And about the march at Peter Kent's office, when I advertised that we were going to drop poop in front of his office, unfortunately our allies who organized the march were too afraid to actually let us put the poop on his door.
So can we send it to him in small packages?
Yes, you can. Feel free to send Peter Kent shit by the mail.
And remember, if you mail on MP letters, there's no postage required.
Oh,
So make it as big as possible.
Where's that dog? Where? 50-pound bag of manure.
That is all.
That's it. Okay. Do you have an announcement, Sanger?
Yeah, Mao from the live stream was saying the next finance meeting is January 3rd after the GA at Oisey,
Awesome.
which will be a Wednesday, I think.
So there's a couple other events
The third?
that we need to talk about. The bridge, and there is a couple of other events that are happening. There's an event that's being worked on as a debrief for occupiers from January 6th to the 8th. Stay tuned for that, but that weekend we're going to kind of look at what we've been doing and maybe look at what comes next. And then January 14th, there's going to be an event that Saturday night. We're still working out the details, but you can put that in your calendar. And then January 20th, there is a teach-in that people are working on. Also January 17th, The budget is going to be voted on or start getting voted on here. That'll probably take about 3 days, but there's a big protest planned by Stop the Cuts at 5 or 5:30. Again, that's January 17th. And it might be really awesome if a whole bunch of people showed up with tents.
In the square.
Here, at Nathan Phillips Square. That's right. And then also another date to put on your calendar, February 1st. The students all across Canada, I believe, are marching. So people can look forward to that.
Why are they marching?
Students are marching because education is a right, as far as I understand it, and so tuition fees are prohibitive. And then there's also Occupy TTC is taking a bit of a break over the holidays. So come back, stay tuned in the new year for more Occupy TTC events.
Apparently there was 2 people that were at St. George Station today. They thought there was an occupied TTC.
Well, did they do it? If they did it, so it might have happened. And again, that's the thing with Occupy TTC. Anybody can do it anytime. There are just a couple of times that are called out if people want to move in a bigger group. And again, I've been doing those call outs. I won't do another call out until it's the new year, because this is my last Occupy event of this year, and then I'm taking a week to
Are you going to join
crawl
us
up
at
in a
Bridge
hole.
to the Divide? You're going to join us at Bridge to the Divide.
I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so that's everything I have. Yeah.
Sorry, one correction. The finance meeting is January 3rd at 2 p.m. at Oise. Sorry. And we will be live streaming the Bridge to Divide.
Live streaming the Bridge to the Divide. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so I think if there are no more announcements, yeah, there's one more
Oh, we
announcement.
got one
because
big
Hi.
announcement.
I'm Paul from Montreal.
Hey, Paul!
Montreal sends its love.
Yeah.
On vous aime,
Oh.
sérieusement. And we'd like to work more closely with Occupy Toronto.
Woo!
We need to share info, because I think we've been through a lot of the same experiences or very similar experiences. We need to share resources, and we need to coordinate our actions with each other.
Contact list would be wonderful.
Yeah, I can hook you up with that.
Cool.
There's going to be a global uprising this spring.
Gotta make Arab Spring.
Maybe
A block here.
there's going to be a global event unprecedented in human history. It's going to be unbelievable. It's basically going to be all the uprisings of 2011 that happened, but instead of happening in stages, they're going to happen all at once. I don't know how up you guys are on the various meetings on the internet that have been going on about this, but there's a high degree of international coordination on this issue at the moment. And basically for us, all of our planning is on this countdown clock. We've got 3 months. It's not a lot of time to get ready for this thing.
Less than 90 days.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time, but it's got to be big because we're going to occupy this planet, all of it. On every continent, we're going to be there. And for us in Montreal, we're basically working on 2 strategies at the moment. The first one is to go out into neighborhoods and form groups in the neighborhoods and get people involved at really the basic local level. And it's been extremely successful for us. I don't know where you guys are at on doing that, but I would encourage you to pursue this strategy because it's working really, really well for us. We're reaching out to civil society. We're reaching the 99%. At the same time, our other strategy is the organization. We've learned from a lot of mistakes. I've been hearing you guys have been having some similar problems and similar mistakes over here. We've been learning from our mistakes. We've been learning humility. We've been learning patience. And most of all, we've been learning how to compromise.
Serenity now.
Yeah. We have to compromise within our own group, and we have to compromise with the rest of society. Things are going great in Montreal, really, really well. We're organized, we're motivated, We got people who are deeply, deeply involved, but we need Toronto's help. And we need the rest of Canada's help. So that when
Join
this
us with
spring
Bridge
comes
the Divide.
around,
Join us with Bridge the Divide. Come the stay.
I'm just here for Christmas.
I-
But yeah, I hope we can improve the communications between our two groups, because I think in general with the occupations in Canada, there's something that's been lacking. Anyway, that's it.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Paul. That's really good. I have a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
I've heard the date May 12th as opposed. So I'd love to get the resource that's saying March 12th. So that's
There's nobody really. There's still a lot of discussion going on now. It seems that in the English world, people like March 15th because it's the Ides of March,
Yep.
which is kind of cool.
Very, very Shakespearean.
But outside of the English world, they don't get the significance of that date. So on the international level, people have been talking about March 12th. For us in Montreal, we can't occupy in March. It's too cold. We want to probably plan some major actions to go on at that time to be in solidarity with the international movement, and maybe do actually a physical occupation in April. But the important thing is that the whole world is doing it at the exact same time. It doesn't matter what we do, really, as long as we're out there and we're doing something, you know? Anyway, that's
and then I have two other announcements I forgot. One is around a committee of correspondence that we're forming for a group called Interoccupy, which has been functioning in the United States. So Interoccupy has calls weekly for direct action, general calls, calls for facilitation, and many other things for organizing. So we've been forming a committee of correspondence here in Toronto, and that is a Google group now, so you can find it that way. And then there's also Canada-wide calls that are happening every Monday at 2 o'clock. And so those are happening via Skype, and there's some people from Toronto who've been getting on those. And also, yeah, just to shout out that I've heard the dates May 1st and May 12th thrown out as Global Action Days. So maybe I don't know, in addition to that, but I think those are all dates that we can start orienting to. I saw a correspondence with people from France, Belgium, Egypt, and a few other places that said May 12th. So that's, yeah. That's all of my announcements. Thanks.
I actually have one. It's more of a question, because me and Yuri were wanting to show a documentary sometime next week, or maybe just on the 3rd of January, that's the last day. We want to screen a documentary about climate activism, a really good documentary. It's from Britain, it's called Just Do It. We kind of want to show it to bring everyone together and maybe do some brainstorming about action ideas. But we are looking for a venue that you can have a screen and can have us use it just for free. Do you have an idea?
Action in the new year, Toronto Action. We are going to have a brainstorming strategy thing. I don't know what date it is exactly. Is going to be closed, right? No, it's actually going to be open, but I think it's just because it's the holidays, and I just don't think we can do it.
You guys are good for the 3rd.
Yeah.
But I would say that, you know, that where we have that Occupy event in the Quaker House?
Yeah.
That's actually a good place.
Yeah, I'm looking into that place for the 14th. I don't know if we could also get it for the 3rd or something. Or
Which venue?
the Quaker House?
Okay.
What do you want to do on the 3rd?
We want to show a documentary about climate activism, about indirect action and stuff. So, yeah. And we're looking for a venue with a screen. So the Quaker House. Anyone else with ideas for a venue with a screen?
Ideas for venues?
Donated, right?
Yeah.
Because I know tons. For the 3rd,
Yeah, the 3rd.
you can try Oisy, Workman Arts.
Sure. 401 Richmond, would they have?
Not really. They're more, they produce screenings, but they don't have a real screening venue there. Like Pleasure Dome's there. I mean, there's Cine Cycle, but I don't know if Martin Heath would donate the space. Cine Cycle would be great. That's Spadina and Queen. We'll talk after this.
Are there proposals that people want to bring forward for discussion tonight?
Another announcement. You were talking about the
Inter-Occupy.
Yeah, every Thursday from 2 to 5 on our live stream, we do an international roundtable, which is organized by Occupy London, UK, and on it is people from all over the States, UK, Netherlands, all over Europe, all together as an international roundtable, talking about things in their neck of the woods, and a lot of things like what Paul was saying. It's sort of, so we're not in isolation.
At 2?
Every Thursday at 2 on our live stream, between 2 and 5-ish. This week will be about the 4th or 5th one. And whew. Anyways, interruption.
Tuesday and Thursday on the live stream?
No, every Thursday at 2,
Thursday at
our
2.
time, for the international roundtable,
Cool.
2 to about 4 or 5. And it's really, really interesting. It's organized through our live stream, and people can ask questions. And I mean, London, UK is the one that sort of started it and chairs the meeting.
Okay. And Shanger, that brings...
Mao represents us for Occupy
That
Toronto.
works.
We're part of it.
Cool.
There's, I don't know how many places in Canada are involved. Occupy Montreal should be involved. Well, we'll talk about that after.
That would be a great discussion point.
Yeah, and like Chicago just entered the fray last Thursday. Netherlands, like all kinds. Boston's in it, like LA.
So how do we get other occupies across the globe to be involved?
Just I don't know, Mao or London, UK would be the one organizing that.
Then maybe we need to contact London, UK and improve our coordination there.
Yeah.
Can I mention one thing on the live stream? Yep. Hey, if anybody there is in what we call in Montreal the intercity group, communicating with other occupies, the guy in Montreal to get in contact with is Jamie Klinger. Jamie Klinger.
Like
he's
the guy
pretty
from
easy
MASH?
to track down.
The guy from MASH?
Yeah, just like that. Well, that's Jamie Farr, but Corporal Klinger.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Is that with a K or a C?
That's with a K. Klinger.
And your Klinger doesn't have a dress, right? Oh, sorry.
I don't know his email address off the top of my head, but he's pretty easy to track down on Facebook. Okay. Cool.
It's just a way so they can remember.
Sure.
It's a filmmaker thing.
So, are there any proposals that people want to discuss tonight? There's one.
Does anybody have a proposal?
Well, they can't. We don't have quorum.
Well, but that is formulated as a proposal that they wanted to discuss? No? Okay, so I have a thing that I want to discuss that's not really a proposal, and I don't know how long people feel like sticking around for, but basically over the last bunch of weeks I've been getting a lot of feedback in various ways from people that they're feeling like it's really hard to get connected with Occupy, and I feel like probably other people are also getting similar feedback that there are people who want to join committees or have skills that they feel would be useful, or just generally trying to get connected and being met either with resistance or no response. And I guess I sort of wanted to open up the question for us of whether we can think of good strategies or like a process that we could embark upon to try to change that dynamic, because especially as we go through winter, I think it's really important that it's relatively easy for people to feel like we're very welcoming and open to new partners. If anyone has any thoughts about it. Over there. Go that way.
is a kind of box office where every question from outside gets in, and the person gets directed to the right person by somebody who knows where things are happening. So somebody comes and say, I want to do an action, and then say, okay, you have to call this number or go to this Google group so that you can